Welcome back to Class on Grass Podcast, Season 3, Episode 8.
Yes. Very exciting Halloween night episode.
Yes.
We don't really have a Halloween theme going right now.
No.
As the whole plan for the episode was kind of just like coincidentally on Halloween. It was. But as most of you know, who are probably in here, I see Tommy Vera. Hey, already going. Let's go.
Nice, Tommy.
He's ready. He's ready.
He's
as
fired
most
up.
of you know,
Fired up.
this is a huge episode. We're gonna talk a bit about footy. And then Tommy said it's live. Love it. Paul said was hoping to see some costumes. I was thinking about it today. I was thinking about it earlier.
Really? Do you have a costume?
Well, right. I was thinking like kind of like footy related. You know, maybe wear like a full kit. Full kit to the pod.
Okay.
Yeah, show up socks and all.
Yeah.
But yeah, glad to see some boys in here. Finney, oh my God, I love you so much. Thank you, Finn.
Thanks, Finn.
Glad to see some familiar faces.
Tommy, the quiz will be at the end. That's what you got to do for the hoodie.
Yes, it is. Basically, if we're just going to give it a rundown right now, there will be a 6-question, very difficult, self-made, right, quiz made by us. It was not taken from The Guardian per usual. And so this one will be very difficult, and we're going to keep tabs, and we're going to slowly go through it, and whoever gets the most right answers by the end will be selected as the winner. And to prevent from cheating, most of the questions are not easy to look up, so don't think you can cheat, and you're on a 30-second timer. So
yes.
We obviously are accounting for a delay and whatnot.
Yeah.
But yeah, it'll be fair, and it'll be a tough one, and hopefully
Paul doesn't get every single one.
Yeah,
right?
that's what I was kind of thinking. You know, we don't want Paul answering everything right, because as some of you guys know, who have listened to the podcast in the past, Paul has been a favorite to win the quizzes.
Yes.
In recent times. But yeah, hopefully it's a good quiz, and yeah, Finn said George is here too. He says he loves you. Hello, George. I love you too.
Hello, George.
Great captain's application.
We were reading your captain's application before it started.
Tommy said, "What do I gotta do for the hoodie?" Yeah, it's at the end, like Max said. So yeah, without further ado, let's get started with the actual footy talk. Right?
Yes.
So, starting out season 3 correctly, Hassani of the week goes out to Reece James. I think that's a very fair shout. I know you gave him a suggestion before we started the podcast. But definitely deserved this week.
Yes, 2 goals for any defender in one game is incredible. I think he's now the highest scoring defender in the league. He has like 4 goals this season, more than any Southampton player, I think, or Brighton player too, probably.
Well, Neil. Don't
Does Neil have more than 4?
Neil must have 5 or 6. Let's see here.
Anyway, they're 2 like volleys, insane inside the box. So as a defender, I think he was well deserving of the best player. How many does Neil have?
I'm looking it up. Hold up. I gotta find it. Let's see here.
They played Newcastle as well. 3-0 win.
Where are the stats? I know Neil was top of the.
Well, Brighton don't score much anyway.
No, he isn't. He's on 4. He's tied with Reece.
Okay.
So, I mean, I don't know if we can say respectable considering striker to right back scenario. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, Reece, he did get a bit of a boost with that race. Paul said, what about Aaron Ramsdale? No, he did have a good week. But you're
Did he score 2 goals? I don't think so.
You're an Arsenal fan, Paul.
Yeah.
It doesn't count. You can't, I don't feel like you should be able to nominate your own player.
Yeah.
Right? So, if we had a nomination for him, I would personally say.
I would just say Che Adams, because he scored.
I would say Leandro Trossard.
Yeah.
Did you see the game he put in this week? It was fantastic. But yeah, you can't always have your day. But yes, Aaron Ramsdale was great this week.
We can talk about Arsenal.
Arsenal overall was great this week.
Yeah. They haven't lost since the first week of September. They've been on a run, especially a 2-0 win against Leicester, a very good team away. Like you said, Smith Rowe and then Gabriel also scored.
Gabriel scored first and then Smith Rowe.
But, the headlines were Aaron Ramsdale's save of that free kick.
It was. And it was a great save. I saw some people saying this is the best save I've seen in a decade.
I don't know about that.
I was about to say century. That was
century.
This is the best save I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah.
But it was a good save. It deserved praise. But then you have to look at, if you're looking at the Hassani of the week, right? And you're saying, we need to take the best player in all of Europe. Do you take Aaron Ramsdale, goalkeeper, who kept a clean sheet, had a fantastic save, and some other great saves throughout the game? It wasn't like it was Ederson keeping a clean sheet with Ruben Diaz cleaning
up that's
all
true.
the scraps.
It is Arsenal.
It is Arsenal. So yeah, he did have a job to do, and he did it well. But when you're looking at a right back, fullback, getting up, 2 goals from inside the box, and also 2 goals that were very well taken. The first one, he roofed it. Keeper was there ready to save it, Carl Darlow, and he didn't get a hand on it. Second one, Darlow was nowhere to be found.
No.
But
he still put
a very difficult technique, and he put it in really well.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, I think overall, what we can do is Reece James, Hassani of the Week, and then
honorable mention.
Aaron Ramsdale, Hassani of the Week, honorable mention.
I agree.
So, I mean, yeah, that's a good way to put it.
Yeah.
Then next up on the agenda, Crystal Palace beat City away 2-0.
Yes.
I mean, very good. Conor Gallagher getting a goal and an assist in that game.
Mm-hmm.
Improving my fantasy squad.
Do you have Gallagher?
Drastically. I have him.
Why do you have Gallagher?
Because he's a fantastic player.
Okay.
Why do I need to say what?
I mean, before this, he hasn't done much, I'd say.
Let's see here. You keep talking, I'll bring
But yeah, they won 2-0. I think Laporte had the red card, right?
Yeah, he did. In like the 45th minute.
Yeah, but Zaha scored early, I believe, and then they got the red card, and then they scored again. That's the first goal that City have conceded at home all season as well.
You might be right. I'm looking at the fantasy squad, and so I brought him in 5 weeks ago. First week 4 points, second week 2, third week 2, fourth week 2.
So yeah,
fifth week 13.
So his average is going to be.
It's better than.
Like
it's better
4?
than. I mean, it's better.
Yeah,
Than you can expect. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I mean, he clearly had a good game. And Crystal Palace having a good game, and Patrick Vieira doing good as a manager right now. I actually, what do you think about him as manager? I personally rate him quite.
I mean, he's had great results, better than a lot of these younger managers. At least so far, it's harder to go into like a Crystal Palace team as your first job, versus like Lampard going to Chelsea, and then you already have like very good players. Like Crystal Palace is a much different job, so I think he has done well, at least from the table perspective.
Yeah. Just wanted to say an apologies really quickly to anyone who is watching live. Our back left camera for some reason turned off, and we've just decided to keep going with it through the pod because like it's not that big of a deal, and we're still gonna have a good audio podcast. So so that being said, apologies, we won't have the camera switch that we normally do. But also for the quiz, we won't be able to display the questions up. But we will read them out to you guys like we've done in the past for like
just multiple choice,
the last 3 quizzes, and we'll read them out. So no penalty there. It'll just be less going on the screen. So apologies about that. But yeah, moving on. Brighton tied Liverpool. We have to talk about this one. It's a must talk about. I mean,
yes.
Right. So let's just talk about the first half, and then we can talk about the second half.
Mm-hmm.
Liverpool defined dominance in the first half.
Yes. I was watching part of the game as well.
An incredible.
Should have been 3.
They go up 2-0 and then they go up 3-0.
Yeah.
And the goal was called offsides because it was a handball.
Mm-hmm.
And it wasn't like necessarily super questionable, but it was like the reason that I was so mad about the goal is because if you didn't see it, Rob Sanchez picked up the ball and then took it up the field or like looked up the field and then tried to hit a long ball and he just hit it straight into Sadio Mane.
Yeah, Mane was just like this close.
Yeah,
and still tried to kick it.
Like the awareness isn't.
No,
it's not there.
It's very lazy.
Yeah. But yeah, I was disappointed to see that, especially considering he's a distributing center or distributing goalkeeper.
Mm-hmm.
So definitely that needs to be cleaned up. But then 2-0 at the break, and clearly GP worked some wonders in the locker room. I see McCrae's in here in the live, and I know you're a Pool fan, so apologies for the fantastic second half the Seagulls pulled off. But it was overall really good. The last goal by Leandro Trossard to make it 2-2 was fantastic.
I did see that.
Even the first goal was
yeah.
Enoch Mwepu. It was one of those where you're like
cross.
Well, I don't even know if you would consider it a cross, but it was so out of the ordinary that like
it's like right on the line of like that question of is it a cross or shot, because it was like so just not a cross. Yeah. Like there's no one in the box even for a cross, but it still went in.
Exactly. And like it was such a low percentage shot that you're not going to be like, it's praised highly, but I'm not going to talk about that as something that like we need to continue doing, because it's not going to happen again. Like the Trossard goal was great play and great movement, and we need to build off that. Then Wepu goal is like, I'm glad we got it.
Yeah, just lucky there.
We're not doing that again next game.
True.
St. Paul Brown said, was the camera issue Sutton's fault? Sutton, what do you have to say about that? St. Paul Brown's. He said it's not entirely his fault. But yeah, sometimes like he's mad. He's mad right now. Sometimes we just have a weird issue with that back left camera. But yeah, who beat Liverpool at Anfield last year? Was it Fulham?
It was.
Really? Interesting.
Lamina with the goal.
Really? Yeah. Was it 1-0?
Yeah.
I mean, clearly it didn't improve hopes on retaining Premier League status, but
it was a good moment.
It was a good moment. It was kind of like when Ralph cried last year.
Yeah, and then we went and lost.
And then you continued
20
to
games.
lose. McRae said, feels bad, man. I
you still have Salah though.
Yeah,
you're fine.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, Salah this year has been unreal.
Yeah.
Like, would you say best player in the world?
Yes. In form, yes.
Right. So, what do we think for like? Right. So when does the Ballon d'Or get announced? Is it in 2 months?
Yeah. It's like, isn't it always January or like February?
Yeah, something like that. They didn't do it last year, but
yeah,
it's in a couple months, so it won't be Salah this time around.
No,
because I feel like they stopped the like evaluation for it
in like June.
In like June. And
well, I guess for Euros like July.
Yeah. And then it's just like a committee trying to make decisions.
Yeah.
So it's not, and it doesn't feel like it should take them 6 months.
No.
If we're being honest here.
It's always like only realistically like 3 people who you're like, they could win it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, this past
and you just
year,
decide.
For this Ballon d'Or, it is Messi, Lewandowski, and who else are we saying? I don't know. It's really just.
I don't know.
If we're being honest, it's just
Jorginho.
Yeah, so that's the third one, but that's robbery if that happens.
And that's just based on trophies.
It is. Well, it's basing an individual award on trophies, which I just don't think should be done.
No. Yeah, I agree, because you can say, he won Euros and
He was a vital part of both teams.
Yes.
But he wasn't the best player in the world.
No, and it's not like he scored all those goals to win it. Like there's like the only argument is he's just a very good midfielder.
Yeah.
And was on both of those teams. So I don't know. I feel like it would just go to Lewandowski to make up for him not getting it last year because there wasn't one.
Yeah. Paul said Benzema, but Messi deserves it more. Well, Benzema's had he had a good season last year.
Messi, won the Copa America.
Yeah, Messi won the Copa America, and he had a stellar season last year. Really, really good. But yeah, I mean, McRae said, I want to see Leo. He's been class for how many years? Deserves it. And I mean, yeah, the problem is, do you base it off of the fact that the COVID year wasn't taken into consideration for a Ballon d'Or, right? They didn't give one out that year, and Lewandowski fully deserved it, fully. Or do you just scrap that year and start again? Because then Messi deserves it.
I think that's still always in the back of the mind of like people who are deciding.
Because people also feel bad. Like he deserves a Ballon d'Or for how good he's been. So yeah, Paul said Jorginho could have played exactly the same in those finals and lost those finals, and he wouldn't be considered in a million years. Exactly.
Yeah,
like,
true.
He's been a vital player, and he was he was a huge piece to them winning those trophies, Champions League and Euros. But I wouldn't even go the lengths to say he was the best player on either of those teams.
Yeah, no.
You know what I mean? And so how, if you're not the best player on those teams...
Didn't Donnarumma win player of the tournament?
Yeah, he won player of the tournament, which is deserved, I believe.
And then Champions League didn't...
do they even...
Havertz won player of the final.
Yeah, Havertz won the final.
So...
but, I mean, yeah, it's... If you're not the best player on your respective team, you should not get the Ballon d'Or.
Yeah.
Like, you shouldn't. And it's kind of the same thing as the Luka Modric year, right? I mean, don't you think that was a bit?
But Modric did score.
He was the best player on Croatia.
He was,
but he wasn't the best player on Real Madrid. So then, how can you justify that person being the best player in the world?
I think that was also based on trophies.
Well,
and
it wasn't even. It
Croatia,
was
who never,
based on the run.
Yeah, Croatia, who like never been in World Cup finals, made it all the way. He scored a couple goals, so
yeah.
I guess.
McRae said Salah has to win it next year. Yeah, I think after, right? So what's being considered for not this January, but next January? So that's this time.
But then again, he could just fall off.
He's really hot right now, but like, will he continue this form? Like,
and even if he does end up with like 30 goals and Liverpool don't win anything, people will still have that as an excuse, even though we are saying like it doesn't matter, trophies.
Exactly. And then Paul said, "Oh no, he already talked about that."
Probably the biggest news.
Yeah, I mean, we do have to jump over to La Liga. Ronald Koeman was sacked, and it's something we've seen coming for like years.
Yeah.
Since he arrived.
Pretty much.
I mean, he's not the entire problem, but
no, it's still a rebuild. Yeah, it's still a rebuild.
Yeah, and with the reception that the players had to him, they were not interested in him furthering his time as a coach with them.
No.
Clearly people like Gerard Piqué and Sergio Busquets, older guys in the squad, were not happy with how he coached the team. And like there is argument like to those two being essential or crucial players to the squad anymore because of their age. And I think especially with Piqué, because Busquets had a really good Euros run. So, like, he has shown that he has class. But Piqué, it has been falling off. But when you have people who have experience at the level that they've had, and they are the leaders of the club, saying this guy needs to go, I mean, it's time.
And also losing the El Clasico at home to Real Madrid, I think that was probably the last straw. I think if he would have won it, that game, maybe a couple more weeks.
Right. So
but
it's
not
similar to the Ole situation, right?
Exactly.
Ole was given a game. They were playing Tottenham, who, to be fair, Tottenham are shambolic right now.
Yeah.
They are so bad.
I mean, speaking of manager, Nuno's probably gone.
Yeah, and it was the battle of the two who are going to leave.
Yeah.
Whoever loses that game's gone.
Yeah.
Or most likely.
Just one more game closer.
Yeah, and Ole was given a game and he won it 3-0. And I'm seriously sick of seeing Ole just barely scrape away from being taken out of the hot seat as Manchester United manager. He always finds a way last minute to pull the victory.
And it seems like it's always the players. Like it's not really his tactics or anything.
No, they played really well.
It's just the players come out and play.
I wonder if like before the game, he's like, "All right, guys,
this is my job."
If you want to, but like you feel like every manager would say that if they're given another game. He has like a really good connection with some of the guys.
It seems like
he's
they
such a heartfelt guy.
Yeah, it seems like they like him.
Everyone except for like Donnie and Paul.
Well, yeah, obviously, Van de Beek probably is the one person who doesn't like him.
Yeah, and he seems like a really good guy, but he doesn't have proper tactics.
And yeah, I think man management is not his strong suit.
Yeah, exactly. McRae said Piqué is washed. Shakira could defend better than him. I mean, like there's an argument,
Sure.
There is an argument. He has been poor this season. He just has, and it's unfortunate.
And it would be weird if, say, Xavi comes in to manage.
That's another thing, because
Piqué
Xavi,
and
they have a connection.
Busquets has played with them, so.
Yeah, it'll be strange. And did you see all the Instagram posts and tweets from Al Sadd is the club that he manages right now?
No,
and they were all posting saying, "Xavi, please stay, don't leave." And then I saw something that said, "Al Sadd is so sad now."
Doesn't he coach in like Qatar?
Yeah.
Or something like that.
It's either Qatar or Saudi Arabia.
Yeah.
It's one of the two. Paul said Spurs took one for the league, losing to Ole to keep Ole in the job.
It's true. It's just entertaining.
It is, but Man United. I mean, Ronaldo is gonna have a meltdown.
It's true.
He doesn't lose, right?
Yeah.
And when he does, he gets mad. Like my guy posts on Instagram after every loss, and it's consistently a paragraph.
Yeah.
Have you seen them?
So does Rashford.
Have you seen? It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
I mean, it's actually ridiculous. He literally will like say, "I'm so sorry. You guys, the fans, are the best thing that we have right now. We will keep pushing, but we need to do much better." It's like you can't say that every single week.
Yeah, Rashford always writes like a thesis and like
he's writing a full.
He puts in like some Bible quotes too.
He does.
It's like very well thought out.
It is,
but it's just like Instagram. It's like,
it's like, well, how about you use that time and work on your tactics? Yeah. I mean, you obviously have seen the pictures of like Maguire, Shaw, Wan-Bissaka, Lindelof, like running back, and there's like 3 guys in front of them with the ball, and they're all out of position. Yeah. And that has consistently happened for the last like 3 years. Why do you still think that Ole is a fit if he can't even teach his team to defend? You know what I mean? McRae said Xavi's team is actually so good. Yeah, I've seen a couple clips. Yeah, they play like Xavi would have wanted them. To, or like he wants them to.
But will that carry over?
Well, yeah, you also have to look at the level
to La Liga
playing against. And right, maybe so he's coach. He also has a team that is miles better than all of the teams that he plays against, because it's one of those things where the club that he coaches has so much money, and there's not like in the MLS with like another lowered like league outside of Europe, there's not a DP rule or like a salary cap. So the big team just brings in huge players,
or just gets the best players from the league already.
Exactly. And so they're just miles better than their competition. So they're obviously going to win games, and when you are so much better, you have a lot more time and space on the ball, and Xavi's system is so based on quick passing and moving, and when you have time on the ball, it's much easier to do quick passing and moving or it looks much better at least, because you connect all your passes. Yeah. You know what I mean? And you're not pressured, and you're not giving the ball away. Like if you put Xavi's team against a team even their level, I doubt they'd be able to continue that. But that's just my opinion.
Yeah, exactly.
Paul said, I think Xavi has a lot of potential as a manager and will probably be Barca manager one day. But I think it's too soon, and that's removing a candidate for the job in about 3 years. Yes, I think so. Like I was saying, he has a great sense of how to play the game and how to coach the game. But the Barca squad needs so much work. They would fire him because they wouldn't get the results they're looking for. Because the problem is people don't understand. I don't even know if the Barca board takes into consideration enough how like their squad is actually not good enough. So they can't expect to get results like they used to. They just can't.
And they're just rebuilding. And I think also, like, I don't know, it's hard to say because Xavi is coming in, and we've seen all the younger managers. Like we said, Vieira is doing well with Crystal Palace, which isn't a huge team. Maybe that's better. Yeah. And not managing a huge team that has pressure on them constantly.
Well, yeah, like you go to Crystal Palace and you get relegated, it's not really that big of a deal.
No.
Like it's a big deal, right? The board's going to be mad at you. You didn't meet the objective for the season, and they might fire you. But no, there's not as much press on you, and people will give you another chance because they're going to say you were coaching a team who was almost going to get relegated anyway. Yeah. And so you were like your worst is close to your expected. Yeah. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I mean, and I also think Xavi should go to he should make the jump. He shouldn't stay at Al Sadd. No. And wait 3 years and then go to Barca, because I think he needs experience coaching in a league with more pressure. Maybe Ligue 1, maybe a team like Marseille or Lyon, or maybe, go to, I don't think he should go to La Liga because then he's kind of establishing himself against Barcelona. But maybe go to...
I don't think it'd be bad, but, like, I see what you mean. Yeah. Like, it'd be like, why would you...
Serie A.
Yeah.
Like, I just...
I wouldn't see Bundesliga.
No. I mean, you can't...
You don't really play it.
But it doesn't fit. Like, there's obviously a style to every country. Yes. And that style is not portrayed in the Bundesliga that Xavi likes to do. But yeah, I mean, Serie A or Ligue 1, I could totally see him coaching there at a lower division team, hopefully making a mark and at least doing somewhat good, and then waiting for that Barca squad to be rebuilt to a point where they can contest even with a semi-decent manager, and then you bring Xavi in, and hopefully, although you never know, he works wonders.
But even if he is their best candidate right now, how are they going to get better if they just bring in another bad manager and they're not going to do any much better, and they're not going to improve.
This brings up the question: do you think Koeman improved Barcelona from when he got there?
I think he was in a tough situation when he got there because it was transitioning, and then now
he didn't lose Lionel Messi.
Yeah, and now it is
Suarez.
And now it is just a rebuild. So like, he came in at probably the lowest the club has ever been
financially.
Yeah, and not really his fault though, to be honest, because it was in such a like Messi focused time.
I think that's another thing that goes that's overlooked a lot, is that the squad that Koeman arrived with was actually not that bad, but like 80% of the players were aging out, and Barcelona was so financially unstable that they couldn't sign new players to take the place of those old players aging out and retain the same level. Yeah. They've obviously made some mistakes in signings like Coutinho and so on. I mean, Dembele gets injured a lot. Yeah. When he's out there, he's great, but when he gets injured, it's just another Dembele injury. I mean, like, it happens so often.
Yeah,
it's another one. But yeah, he didn't have the opportunity to replace the things that he needed to replace. So I think that he's not given enough credit for how he has made the players that he was given better. I mean, Ansu Fati really liked him. Really, really liked him.
And he gave him a shot as well. So
yeah, exactly. So he did bring up some good players. I mean, Gavi, who looks really good right now, Pedri, who looks really good right now. Like, there's an argument.
They have the young squad, but again, it's 3 years, like Paul's saying.
Yeah, and like, you give him 3 years even with a new manager, and he doesn't make any good signings. He makes like one.
Yeah.
Those guys.
How much are they like not going to improve based on if they had Xavi as their manager? Like,
yeah, but on top of that,
they're still going to improve.
Fati will get older. Gavi will get older. Pedri will get older. They have other players that are aging through the academy. They will have a much better team 3 years from now, no matter who their manager is.
Yeah.
Like, they will, unless they like sell everyone for like nothing.
Yeah.
Which would it's just not going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
McRae said Barca fans are the most toxic in Europe right now, probably.
Yeah.
I think it used to be. Well, like, City fans don't really exist.
So. I think Man U fans.
That's true. Well, Man U fans I think are just kind of depressed. Same with Barca. Like, they're both,
because they used to be so good, and now they're just not.
They were toxic, I feel like, if you go back a year and a half ago.
Mm-hmm.
But now they're just kind of getting depressed.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Paul said, if I was Barcelona, I would give the job to an interim to the end of the season and have the season as a write-off, and then hire Ten Hag at the end of the season.
Former Ajax coach.
Yes.
And obviously Ajax and Barca have that connection, like, through the years.
Yeah, they do. I mean, Johan Cruyff.
Yeah.
It's very
Serginho Dest.
Yeah. Those are both very similar. No, they do have a good connection.
Yeah.
And so the problem with that is, I think Ten Hag is. Am I pronouncing that right?
Yeah.
I think that he is a more concrete replacement, if that makes sense.
Yeah, he's proven.
He is a proven good manager.
Proven in a top.
And well, in a fairly top league.
Champions League as well.
Yeah, so. That's true. So I think he's a more solidified replacement. And then that begs the question, if the board knows that this is a rebuild, I don't know if you have a seat open for another 5 years. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So then that Xavi opportunity, he's going to have to wait a long time. And with Xavi not probably going to stay at Al Sadd much longer, he's going to get picked up by another team, and then might even get picked up by another team within that time, and you might not see him being available for Barcelona.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And then he might just be connected to that team and then stay there.
Exactly. Because he's very well, could be a great coach. And like some of the best coaches all around, they stay for a while. They stay 5 to 7 years. I'd say on average if you're a really good coach. But yeah, so I definitely think Barca have Xavi in their sights as a possible future manager and a wanted future manager. So if they sign someone like Ten Hag, then they're gonna have to know it's shooting yourself in the foot if you really want that to happen in the future. I think we've talked about Barca a good amount.
Yeah.
And it might be time to move on to Serie A. Juve is still still doing poorly and is now in ninth.
They're also ninth, and Barca are ninth as well. Yeah. So I don't know what's going on. Like, no one talks about them because it's just like
his managers again.
Yeah,
it is. I mean,
they're just transitioning.
You need a change.
Yeah.
I mean, at the end of the day, I feel like That's what you gotta say.
And you don't have, they don't have a lot of players who are like young, exciting, you know? Like they do have Chiesa.
And Chiesa was insane.
And like maybe De Ligt, but
yeah, De Ligt's like, not young anymore. Like he is, but like he's not. You know what I mean?
I think again, like you said, maybe 3 years, Barca and Juventus are back to the top or something like that. So
yeah, exactly. McRae said I feel like Xavi would help the younger players because he's been in a similar situation to them. Yeah, I agree. He would be good. I would push for going back to that Barca situation. Then we'll move on to fantasy. Just to close that out, I would push for a Barca replacement, maybe an interim manager for the rest of the season, like Paul said, but then a replacement who, like, is a 2-year replacement, a 3-year replacement, not a player or not a coach who you're looking at and you're saying, right, we want this to be our future coach, like,
and then just always have like
for the foreseeable future until he doesn't do well, and that's the kind of guy that Ten Hag is. So you
have to choose.
Yeah, you have to. I'd be hard pressed to think that they'd be able to sign Ten Hag and then 3 years later sign Xavi.
Yeah, just like move on.
Yeah, it would be tough.
Yeah.
Paul said with the Juve squad, is the same problem they had under Sarri and Pirlo, and now they're having them with Allegri. Yeah, I mean they all play different styles and they have different tactics. And they have had great managers, like. Sarri is a proven really good manager. Pirlo's a great soccer mind, kind of like Xavi. I mean, not quite the same level, I don't think, but he's a great player. And then Allegri's a great manager. So, I mean, you have great managers at the seat. The squad isn't great. It's hard. I would need to dig into that Juve situation more to give more information because I can't, like, right now identify a problem. I just know that there is one.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Exactly.
All right, now moving over to fantasy for this week.
Great week for me, as it seems.
I can't say the same. I cannot.
So yeah, average is
11, right? Or no,
10. Average is 37. Oh, I just peaked yours. So I had 48, 11 over the average. Carrying from Mendy, Christensen, Livramento, Adams all with like 6 or 7 points. Fernandez captained with 12. So I only left 3 points on the bench as well. So it was a pretty good day for me. What about you?
My captain blanked.
Oh no.
Just to start it. And so I had
Who's your captain?
Mape.
Oh.
Well, right, he was doing well for a bit.
But against Liverpool, even that's just bold.
I should have captained Conor Gallagher.
That would have been even crazier, though.
That would have been sweet.
Yeah.
But yeah, I got 28 points out of 37. I'm not happy with the week, and I'm not happy with the season right now. I'm in second to last.
Oh, really? What am I?
Last place is Eric. If you guys don't know, Eric he plays for Yale. For the
Eric is last.
Eric is last.
Oh no.
You're third to last.
Oh god.
Paul didn't even join. I didn't even notice that.
Yeah.
Paul, why didn't you join?
Draft.
Paul joined the draft though.
Draft
but
teams.
Yeah, my normal, it was terrible. But yeah, I think my draft was better. Let's
draft. I got 26 points. Smith Rowe had the most with 9 points.
I mean that's
I believe I lost. Well, I'm losing by 20 to Eli. So
20.
Yeah, because he had Reece James who had 21 points.
You got 46 points and you're losing by 20.
No. I had 26. He has 46.
Okay, good. I was gonna say.
Yeah, he had Reece James.
I was gonna say, hold on a minute.
Yeah.
Well, this week I played Cav and I scraped a victory, 29-24. And yeah, Trossard got 9. Benrahma got 5. Mane got 7, and the rest kind of blanked or got 2. But yeah, I mean, it wasn't a terrible week.
Tied.
3 points.
I'm tied for second.
Lenny, I cannot begin to explain how disappointed I am in you for captaining Mape, says Paul. Paul, you see, in the beginning of the season, right? We went over this beginning of the pod. 4 goals, right? And those 4 goals came. They didn't come in a plethora during a game. They came like slightly
consistent
spread out.
Player.
Consistent over 6 games. Man got 4 goals. So I was like, well, if he keeps this up, I'm expecting
against Liverpool
a 10-point week pretty much every other week.
Yeah.
So let's captain him.
So you'll captain him.
Now realistically, I should just get Salah and captain him like the rest of the world. Do you have him?
I do not, but I have him on my draft team.
Yeah, and he's probably just insane.
He's just carrying me there.
Let me go over the league real quick. Let's see here. Currently, I was first at one point. Now I'm sixth.
I'm tied with second.
No, you're not. You're fourth.
But like we all have 18.
Oh, you are. Yeah. I'm sixth. James is up at number 1. Paul is so bad. Paul is at 9. Paul, how are you so good on the quizzes and so bad at fantasy?
Exactly.
All right, well, we are now. It's time.
We should.
It is time.
Mm-hmm.
It's the time that everyone's been waiting for. If you're in the stream right now, thank you for holding tight until now. And if you know someone who's not in the stream and get them back here because it's quiz time.
Or not if they don't want.
Yeah, that's true. If they don't want a free sweatshirt, right?
That's their fault.
So some of them cost 40 and some of them cost 50 on the site, but you can choose your design.
Exactly.
So you can choose the value of your reward. You know what I mean?
How humble do you want to be?
Yeah, exactly. So you can either choose from the normal class and grass one, the Hassani of the Week one, which I'm wearing right now. I don't know if you see it. And then
you've seen it before.
Yeah, you have. And then the season 3 one, which everyone should be.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So yeah, get your notepads ready. Get your brains turned on. 6 questions, right? You get a point for answering it right. You get 30 seconds to put it in the chat. And I'm going to give a 5-second delay from when Mac finishes reading the question before I start the timer.
Yeah.
And then we'll go over the answer, and we will keep a tally of everyone's points. And then by the end, if we don't know the person who won it, right? So basically, if it's like not Paul or McRae, then shoot us a DM. Otherwise, if we know you, then we'll just talk to you about how we can get you a sweatshirt.
Yes. So we can't put it on the screen.
We cannot, unfortunately.
Okay. So I'll just read it off.
We can't do the.
I can try to.
No, it's fine. You don't need to right now. So yeah, we unfortunately won't be putting the questions on the screen. So you'll just need to make the ears.
We'll repeat it during the 30 seconds.
Yeah.
But so are you gonna keep track of who won?
Yeah, I can do a notes thing.
I guess they'll know as well who won.
Well, there's gonna be some cheaters out there.
It's true.
I'm surprised Dom didn't make time to get in the stream.
I know.
You know, he
was excited.
He was so excited. Let's see here. Stream winner.
Paul, get Dom in here.
Yeah, seriously. Well, or don't. He probably doesn't want Dom in here.
It's true.
All right, so we're gonna start it off. You can read the questions. I will get the timer out. All right, here we go. It'll be 30 seconds, 5 seconds after Mac reads the question.
Yes, everyone.
Yeah, question answers go in the chat. If you have a question for us, you can also put it in the chat. But for the quiz, question answers go in the chat.
Yeah.
So just say say whichever one.
Yeah.
All right. Here's question numero. Wait, Paul said, feeling like I'm going into a shootout. Paul has the nerves. Paul is jittering right now. Paul, are you gonna be the guy who steps up? Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Paul, are you gonna be the guy who steps up and bangs it for the game winner? Or are you gonna shy away? That's the real question here. All right. Starting it out with question 1.
All right. Who has had the most red cards in Premier League history? Mark Noble, Roy Keane, or Patrick Vieira?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Timer starts.
I'll repeat it.
Yeah.
Who has had the most red cards in Premier League history? Mark Noble, Roy Keane, or Patrick Vieira?
Paul says, of course. That's not an answer, Paul. Oh, great.
Oh,
type in the chat. Number 1. Who has had the most red cards in Premier League history? Noble,
we could do that.
Keane, or Patrick Vieira? Vieira. You guys know.
Mm-hmm.
Paul says Patrick Vieira.
He's being very biased towards Arsenal.
That's time.
Oh, that's a lot.
that is time. That is time. Paul was the only one to answer.
Well, we can wait.
We'll wait.
There might be a little bit of a delay.
True. There's going to be a delay.
No.
That's true.
Or it's just Paul.
Or there's not. Or it's just Paul.
Yeah, it's true.
All right. I swear, Paul, if you snake this because you're
the only one, yeah.
I swear to God. Okay, that's time.
All right.
The answer was
Vieira.
Patrick Vieira. Paul with 1 point.
Yeah.
Let me add that to the tally. Paul, we're gonna make a rule like right now, which is gonna be really annoying to you. You have to get at least 3. Right
yeah, if it's only you.
If it's only you, you have to get at least 3 right for this sweatshirt. All right, let's see here. Paul has 1. All right.
Do you want to say the second one?
Sure. Yeah, I got it. Next up, we have. This is a great.
Paul, if you get this one.
Paul, I swear, if you get this one. Okay. Here we go. What number did Joel Linton wear at Hoffenheim? 34, 7, or 17? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Timer started. What number did Joel Linton wear at Hoffenheim? 34, 7, or 17? There's the phone back. Paul says 34.
34. Interesting.
Anyone else in the chat want to contest to that? 10 seconds. St. Paul Brown says 17. There are now 2 people in the chat, so Paul doesn't have to get to that 3 marker anymore. Time's up. I said he got prepared for that. Time's up. What number? The question typed in the chat. What number did Joe Lipton wear? Very close. Joe Linton. Very very close. Great effort. Effort awards. So the answer was 34. So that was.
Paul is 2 for 2.
Yeah. I am unfortunate.
We'll need to do it one time to see, like, FaceTime him to make sure he's not looking these up.
Yeah, Paul, I swear, are you looking? You have to be. You don't. How do you know that he's 34 at Hoffenheim?
And there's no explanation, you know.
You can't provide an explanation.
Yeah.
You just can't. It's not possible.
All right.
Question
number 3, halfway. Which national team is at the bottom of the most recent FIFA World Rankings? San Marino, Guam, or Anguilla?
Anguilla.
I
visited Anguilla once.
Really?
I did not train with the national team.
So you don't know how good they are.
So I don't actually have any information for you guys. I'm going to start the timer.
All right. Which national team is at the bottom of the most recent FIFA World Rankings? So the last place team. Is it San Marino, Guam, or Anguilla?
Paul says San Marino. Paul said I knew it was a random number. They're all random numbers.
Yeah, that's the
34, 7, and 17 are all random numbers.
I agree. Paul and Angie are working together.
Oh, question typed in the chat. Perfect.
There you go.
There it is. We're going to give like 5 more seconds after the timer goes off.
Turn it down. It's so loud.
All right. We'll give it like 5 more seconds. That's Anguilla.
Okay.
Anguilla from St. Paul Browns.
All right.
The answer is I don't actually know.
It was San Marino.
Oh my god.
3 for 3.
Oh, how?
He's probably like, oh, I heard it.
Paul, you need to explain
during
yourself.
A random.
And not with any of this. I knew it would be a random country.
Yeah, I knew it'd be a random country.
No, that doesn't work.
Yeah.
I mean, please explain yourself. All right, I got the next one.
All right.
How is he 3 for 3?
We made these specifically like random.
We were in the studio making these questions, and we go, what would Paul not know?
Yeah.
And that was our baseline. Paul said that one is easy as San Marino never.
So Guam wins. Guam wins
Guam
games.
and Anguilla are winning games regularly. All of them get smashed.
So you're saying you follow San Marino's results?
I swear. Oh yeah, I need the ID.
All right.
I mean, that is just.
Okay, this one, it's not like.
If he gets this one right.
I mean, that's what we always say, but we'll see here.
Okay, here we go. Question. Samuel Brown said, I think Suddy is feeding him
the answers. True, he is on the phone.
Are you
right
feeding him the answers?
No.
Okay, so he put his hands up. He's not. 4. Here we go. This one is all for the taking. St. Paul Browns, I know you can come back here. And then we'll like a tiebreaker that we make up. We should not have made this an even number of questions.
That's true.
It was not good from us.
No.
Hopefully we will have to use a tiebreaker.
Yeah.
4. How many cards in total did Ronaldo have in FIFA 18?
And that means like special cards, regular cards.
Yeah, his regular card plus his informs his possible team of the year.
Yeah.
I'm not going to give any information out. And whatnot. So, without further ado, how many cards in total did Ronaldo have in FIFA 18? 8, 6, or 9? I don't know the answer either.
I do.
Yeah.
It's all up here.
It's all up there. 4. How many cards in total did Ronaldo have in FIFA 18? Timer starts now. 25 seconds.
St. Paul Browns, you big FIFA guy.
Yeah, I mean, you are a big FIFA guy.
Not that you've ever had Ronaldo in your team, but...
You are a big FIFA guy. Yeah, well, didn't he have Ronaldo at one point?
Mm-hmm. Maybe.
Paul said 6.
6. Okay. 6.
That's great.
The question version. St. Paul Browns.
8.
8. All right.
All right.
So I mean that's everyone.
That is everyone in the chat.
All right.
Wait, I don't want this to go off. Okay, good.
All right. The answer is 8.
There it is.
St. Paul Browns.
Stirring up the pot for these sweatshirts.
Starting off that if he gets next 2 questions right, he's tied with Paul.
If he gets, so what we'll do, right? Because we'll
go to the next episode of a playoff.
No, we're trying to make this as difficult for Paul as possible.
Yeah.
So if St. Paul Browns and Paul gets the same answer and it's right, it only counts for St. Paul Browns, right?
Yeah.
To make a possible tie.
Yeah.
So Paul, you really have to be unique and correct.
Exactly.
Yeah, comeback time. That is right.
Yes.
That is right.
All right.
All right, for question number 5. What language does Lukaku not speak out of these options? Dutch, Danish, or Swahili? Let me start the timer. You can read it one more time as well.
All right. What language does Lukaku not speak out of the options? Dutch, Danish, or Swahili?
15 seconds left.
Imagine.
That would be insane.
From a 3-0 deficit. St. Paul Browns with Danish. Okay.
Timer.
Danish.
Paul said Danish.
Paul.
All right. The answer.
Was Angie going to
give
an answer?
Dutch.
All right.
The answer is
Danish.
Wow. Comeback time.
But Paul also got it.
No, but remember I just said if they both.
Oh, I thought you said if they both get it wrong.
No,
okay.
If they both get the same answer.
I mean that too.
It goes to St. Paul Browns. So
wow.
Now, Paul just
it's true. Now. But that's fine.
That's fine. Yeah, that helps you.
That's fine.
It does help you.
All right, last
2 to 3 for the last question.
just to run it. Yeah, exactly. All right, last question. How many likes does our first Instagram post have? Our very first one.
Now.
4, 5, or 6?
This one's tight. You got to answer quick. 4, 5, or 6.
So many likes. You know, we from day one we had so many followers. 4, 5.
We did start the Instagram later, right?
It's true.
So we did have a following from our podcast, which had been produced previously.
Exactly.
This is unfair.
I get the question.
Paul is mad about the previous.
Paul, there's just suspicion of cheating, so we don't know.
Angie says 6. Samuel Brown says 4.
4. Okay. Followed day one. That should help me. Well, you haven't given an answer yet, so.
Does he want to be unique and just say what they haven't said?
5. Okay. 3 different answers.
This one comes down to the wire.
Wow.
And the answer is
4.
Wow.
The comeback.
The comeback is on. Wow. The comeback is here.
Wow.
3 to 3.
Yeah, I'll go on like real quick. No, you got it right.
You got it right. No need to go on like.
Yep.
3 to 3. We need a tie-breaking question.
We do.
We need. What do we want? Suddy, throw me something.
Well, they can't hear the question before.
Yeah. Well, no. Here, okay. I'll make one. Should it be what time my practice was today? To finish out. This is
interesting.
You know what I mean?
Should we?
This is an unsoccer related question.
Or Josh Sargent related.
It could be Sargent related. It could be.
Paul, but that gives Paul more of an advantage. That's a very neutral.
That is. But what I'm going to do, I have an idea. Can you look up individual players on the Fantasy Premier League app? I don't think you can. That's unfortunate. Okay, I'm going to look it up online then.
Yeah, I think you can. That's a bit biased, St. Paul Grounds. How many goals does Mitrovic have? And I bet Paul knows that anyway.
That is true.
Yeah.
Okay. Last question.
All right.
What is Josh Sargent's transfer market value? 6.5 million, 7.2 million, or 8.5 million.
18 goals, good. So what are the options again?
6.5,
yeah.
7.2, or 8.5 for Josh Sargent's transfer market.
Paul is following Fulham.
He is.
Had a hat trick this weekend. All right. Like 10 more seconds.
You see, this one is one that you can look up, though. So this is a true test of honesty. This is a true test.
Are you going to be honest, Paul? Have you been honest this whole time? With your number 34 for Joe Linton. Very low transfer.
He is not a very high valued player.
I mean, he's a Premier League player, though.
St. Paul Brown's answer is 7.2.
See, I don't know this answer. You're only one.
I'm the only one who knows. Paul, you got to put one in. 6.5.
All right.
It's 8.5. We need to go to a third round.
No. Or should it be who's closest?
Well, we can't say that now.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so, all right.
Another Josh Sargent.
Okay. Another Josh Sargent. What month was Josh Sargent born in?
Good.
January, February, or March?
I don't know this either.
If Paul misses out on a sweatshirt.
Wow. I mean, this is as tense as it gets.
This is.
Double overtime.
January, February, March. It's one of the three.
Mm-hmm. Oh, okay. January.
Which month was Josh Sargent born in?
Paul.
January, March.
Paul currently looking it up online.
What is Josh Sargent's birthday?
Just so he can get a sweatshirt.
Paul says February.
March.
Angie says March.
Not that Angie's like in at all.
The answer is a true test of honesty, February.
Wow, Paul.
So, Paul.
The one no one wanted to win.
No, we're kidding, Paul. You're at day one.
It's true.
Podcast.
It's true. You deserve it.
Through everything, so you do deserve this sweatshirt, and we will be sending it out to you at Denison.
Yes.
Hopefully you can get that in your P.O. box. And yeah, sorry about the technical difficulties with the podcast, with that camera dying.
Also, let us know if you're listening to it not live, if you got all of them right.
Yeah, that would be nice.
That might change things.
Twist things up. But yeah, until next week, we're doing the podcast very regularly now, and we are going to be
great sportsmanship.
Congrats, Paul. St. Paul Brown said.
Yeah.
Great sportsmanship. We're doing it very regularly.
Swap the jerseys, lads. It's great competition.
After the game, they swap the jerseys.
Great competition.
I know you get the sweatshirt, but I get your jersey, you know. So.
Oh, he just put his P.O. box just right in the chat. That's great. Now, if anyone wants to send them anything.
Paul, thank you for your address in the chat. That is going to be very helpful. You could have just sent it to us in a DM, but we'll make sure it gets out to an unnamed location.
All right.
All right, that concludes this week's pod. We'll see you guys next week. Until then, have a good week. Watch some footy, and peace.